Have you ever stopped to really look at the world around you? Not just a quick glance, but a deep, thoughtful one. See how the sun rises and paints the sky with colors no artist could ever truly copy. Listen to the symphony of birds at dawn, each with its own special song, a choir that doesn't need a conductor. Feel the soft breeze on your skin, a gentle touch from an unseen force. These aren't random events in a messy world. They are messages, signs, sent to us every day. They are whispers from the universe pointing to a great creator, an artist whose canvas is all of existence. Every detail, from the biggest galaxy to the smallest atom, speaks of deep wisdom and careful planning. Think about the water cycle. It rises from the vast oceans, forms clouds that travel over the land, and then falls as rain to bring life to dry land. This complex system, which is super important for us to live, works with a precision that defies chance. Look at the delicate balance of our atmosphere, which protects us from the harshness of space and also gives us air to breathe. It's a shield, a blanket, and a life support system all at once. These are not accidents. They are clear signs of an amazing power and endless kindness. They are invitations for the mind to think and for the heart to surrender, to realize that behind this amazing order, there must be an orderer, a designer of unmatched genius. When we look at life itself, the signs become more personal and deeper. A tiny seed buried in dark earth holds the blueprint of a majestic tree within it. It knows exactly when to sprout, how to find the light, and how to bear fruit. Who taught it this knowledge? Who programmed this complex code of life into its core? That's a question science can describe, but can't fully answer in its true origin. It's a miracle that happens billions of times every day, a constant reminder of the source of all life. The Quran calls us to this exact reflection, and on the earth are signs for those who are certain, and in yourselves. Do you not then see? This is in the Quran, Surah Ad-Dariyat, verses 20 and 21. The journey of thinking deeply begins with a simple but powerful action: to see, not just with our eyes, but with our hearts and our minds. To see the world not as a bunch of random things, but as a book full of signs of wisdom and beauty. Every sunrise is a new page, every raindrop a word, and every living thing a proof of the Creator's greatness. This is the first step to understanding our place in this grand design. It is the key that opens the door to a deeper connection with the Creator. A connection based on awe, thankfulness, and a deep sense of belonging. The universe is not silent. It is constantly speaking to those who want to listen. When we look from Earth to the universe, and from the big picture to the tiny details, we see a clear, repeating pattern, the idea of two sides or pairs. The universe is built on pairs. We have day and night, sun and moon, the positive and negative charge of the atom. In the world of living things, we see males and females across countless species, from the mighty lion to the humble ant. This is not an accident of evolution or a random result of cosmic chaos. It is a basic rule, a carefully woven design that is part of creation. Allah says in the Quran, "And of all things we created pairs, that you may remember." This is from Surah Ad-Dariyat, verse 49. This idea of two sides is key for balance, harmony, and things continuing. Imagine a world where there was only day or only night. Life as we know it would be impossible. Constant heat or endless cold would make the planet unlivable. The balance between these two opposites creates the rhythm of life, the cycle of work and rest, activity and renewal. And in the same way, the pull between positive and negative charges holds matter together, forming the atoms and molecules that make up everything we see. This idea of two sides is not a source of conflict, but a source of completeness and stability. It is a sign of one single will that designed the universe to work through these complementary forces. In the plant kingdom, this rule is also clear. We see flowers that have both male and female parts, and others that rely on wind or insects to carry pollen from a male plant to a female plant. This complex dance of pollination makes sure that seeds are formed and life continues. It is a system of teamwork and working together, a beautiful example of how pairs work together to achieve a common goal. This is not a blind mechanical process. It is a sign of a divine plan, a system that ensures the richness and variety of the natural world. The existence of this universal law points to a single lawgiver who set the rules by which the entire universe works. So when we come to the human pairing of male and female, we shouldn't just see it as a biological function, but as the peak of a universal idea. It is probably the most developed and deepest expression of the universal law of duality. The relationship between a man and a woman is not just for having children. It is a reflection of the harmony that rules the entire universe. Their goal is to be a partnership that brings balance, completeness, and peace. Understanding this universal context raises our idea of marriage from just a social agreement to a sacred institution, a part of a divine and cosmic symphony of pairs. The Holy Quran describes the bond of marriage with words of deep and captivating beauty. And among his signs is that he created for you from yourselves mates. This is from Surah Ar-Rum, verse 21. Think about this phrase, from yourselves. It doesn't say from another kind or from another sound. It points to a shared beginning, a basic similarity, a connection that goes far beyond the physical. It means that your spouse is, in some way, a part of you, and you are a part of them. This is not just a poetic way of speaking, it is a deep psychological and spiritual truth. It speaks to the idea that Adam and Eve were created from one source, thus establishing a unity in origin for all humanity. This shared essence is the basis of true compatibility. This means that deep down, beyond differences in personality, background, and experience, there is a common ground, a shared human spirit. Your spouse understands your joys, fears, hopes, and worries, not just through empathy, but through a shared nature. They are a mirror in which you can see your soul's reflection. That's why a healthy marriage offers a unique feeling of truly being seen and understood. It's a connection where souls recognize each other and find a familiarity that feels like coming home. This is a level of connection that goes beyond just physical attraction or intellectual agreement. This idea of from yourselves also holds a powerful lesson on how we should treat our partners. If your spouse is from your essence, then hurting them is hurting yourself. Bringing them joy means bringing joy to yourself. Honoring them means honoring yourself. This way of thinking changes the relationship from a battle of egos or a negotiation of rights into a journey of self-discovery and lifting each other up. It encourages a partnership where each person seeks the best for the other, knowing that their well-being is tied together. It is the ultimate cure for selfishness and the foundation of unconditional, lasting love. The biological part of marriage, while important, is only one layer of a much deeper reality. The physical joining is a symbol and a clear sign of a deeper joining of heart, mind, and soul. When the Quran says, "He created for you from yourselves mates," it invites us to look beyond the surface and appreciate the amazing bond that connects two souls. It is a bond woven from a shared origin, a shared humanity, and a divine spark that lives within every human being. This understanding elevates marriage to a spiritual act, a path where two people can help each other get closer to their Creator. The same verse that talks about creating partners from yourselves continues with a deep purpose, that you may find rest in them. The Arabic word for rest here is sakina, and it comes from the same root as sakan, which means a dwelling or a home. This is no accident. The verse tells us that the husband or wife is meant to be a home for the heart. A house offers protection from rain and sun, but a true home offers protection from the storms of life. It is a place of peace, safety, and emotional refuge. The husband or wife is meant to be this refuge for the soul. Think about the world outside the home. It is often a place of competition, stress, and conflict. We face challenges at work, social pressures, and our own inner fears. We wear masks and play roles to get through this complex world. But when we come home, where a loving spouse is waiting for us, we should be able to take off those masks. We should be able to be in our most vulnerable and real form, without fear of judgment. That is the core of sakina. It is the peace that comes from knowing you are accepted, loved, and safe. It is an emotional and spiritual calm that recharges your energy for the battles of the outside world. This sakina is not a passive state. It is an active, dynamic state. It is not just the absence of conflict, but the presence of a deep, comforting connection. It is a feeling of completeness that comes from sharing your life with someone who is your partner in every way. When you are with them, the noise of the world fades, and a sense of inner peace sets in. This is why the Quran uses the word ilaha, into her or to them, which suggests movement, a turning towards your partner to find this peace. It is an active seeking of refuge in the heart of the other. Therefore, the married home is much more than just bricks and mortar. It is an emotional environment built on trust, acceptance, and safety. The ultimate goal of the marriage union, from this Quranic point of view, is not just satisfying physical desires or continuing the family line, even though those things are important. The main goal is to reach this deep state of emotional and spiritual peace. It is a divine gift, a taste of the peace of paradise, given to those who build their relationship on faith and mutual respect. This sakina is the true treasure of married life. After the promise of security, the verse adds two more basic ingredients to the divine recipe for a successful marriage. And he has put affection and mercy between you. Now notice the verb used here, ja'ala, which means he has placed or he has planted. That, my friends, is crucial. Affection and mercy are not described as something you have to work hard to create from nothing. Rather, they are described as divine gifts, as seeds that God Himself has planted in the hearts of married couples. Our role is to care for these seeds, to water them with kindness and good deeds, so they can grow and thrive. Mawadda, affection, is an active, expressive love. It is the desire for closeness, the joy of giving, the showing of affection, openly and in secret. It is the passion and friendship that makes a relationship lively and exciting. It is the smile across the room, the thoughtful gift, the words of appreciation. It is truly the fuel of the relationship, especially in its early stages. Yet God knows in His infinite wisdom that passion can sometimes fade with time and difficulties, and that is why mawadda is paired with rahma. Rahma, mercy, is compassion, empathy, and a deep, lasting tenderness. It is the love that stays when beauty fades, when health declines, and when life's difficulties arise. Rahma is the safety net of the relationship. It is the mercy that allows you to forgive your partner's mistakes. It is the compassion that drives you to care for them when they are sick or weak. It is the tenderness that looks past flaws and focuses on the good. While Mawadda is the love of youth and plenty, Rahma is the love of need and old age. It is the quiet, steady, and unconditional love that says, I am here for you no matter what. One of the most beautiful signs of Rahma is seen in older married couples who have spent their lives together, their bond strengthened by shared experiences and caring for each other. This divine planting of Mawadda and Rahma is frankly a testament to God's deep understanding of human psychology. He knew that for two strangers to come together and build a life, they would need more than just biological urges or social agreements. They would need a supernatural glue to hold them together through good times and bad. This glue is Mawadda and Rahma. These are not just feelings, they are spiritual forces. They are signs of God's presence in the relationship, a reminder that marriage is sacred and blessed. Caring for them is not just a marital duty, it is an act of recognizing and appreciating a gift from God Himself. Let's take a moment and look at the world of creation through the eyes of an engineer. Everywhere we look, we see a clear rule at work. The shape is perfectly matched to its purpose. The design of a living thing is wonderfully matched with its purpose and its surroundings. Think about the falcon. Its sharp, curved beak is perfectly made for tearing flesh. Its sharp eyesight, which is thought to be 8 times better than human eyesight, is designed to spot prey from high up. Its sleek wings are designed for amazing speed and quickness in the air. Every feature of the falcon is a marvel of engineering, perfectly suited for its role as a top air hunter. There is no extra, no lack. This principle extends even to the most extreme environments on Earth. Look at the camel, the ship of the desert. Its wide, leathery feet are made for walking over hot, shifting sand without sinking. Its long eyelashes and the ability to close its nostrils are there to protect it from sandstorms. Its hump is a fat storage system designed to provide energy and water for long journeys through barren lands. The camel is not just an animal that lives in the desert, it is an animal made for the desert. This perfect harmony between design and purpose screams for intelligent planning. It goes against the idea that this complexity could come from a series of blind random events. Even in the microscopic world, this wisdom is clearly seen. The structure of a virus, despite all the harm it can cause, is a masterpiece of simple design. It is basically a piece of genetic code wrapped in a protein shell, highly efficient and designed for one single purpose: to enter a host cell and multiply within it. The complex molecular process involved in this, from the binding proteins on its surface to the enzymes it uses to take over cell machinery, is amazing in its complexity and efficiency. The Quran points to this perfection in creation by saying, "Who created everything and made it in the best form?" Al-Furqan 2. This perfection is the designer's signature. This clear proof of design has a deep meaning for our own lives. If Allah designed the falcon's wing and the camel's foot with such precision for their specific jobs, doesn't that mean He designed humans, His greatest creation, with even greater wisdom? Our bodies, our minds, our emotions, and our spiritual leanings are all part of a grand design. The institution of marriage, with its ideas of duality, rest, affection, and mercy, is not a human invention. It is part of this divine design, carefully made to meet the deepest needs of the human soul and ensure that human society thrives. Let's consider the moment of birth, this huge change. For 9 months, the fetus lives in a completely different world. It floats in the darkness of the womb, fed and breathing through the umbilical cord. Its lungs are filled with fluid, and it has never taken a single breath. Then, within moments, it is thrown into a new reality, a world of light, air, and gravity. Suddenly, the umbilical cord is cut, and the oxygen supply ends. In this critical moment, something amazing happens. The child takes its first breath. A complex series of body changes happens right away. This first cry is not just a sound. It is an act of deep biological programming. The fluid must be pushed out of the lungs. The air sacs must open for the first time, and the blood flow must be completely redirected. The blood that bypassed the lungs now flows there to pick up oxygen. This change, known as the transition from fetal to neonatal circulation, is an amazing feat of engineering. Who teaches the newborn child to do this? There are no instructions, no guides, no conscious thought. It is a perfect, pre-installed program that activates exactly when it's needed. It is a clear sign of what we call fitra, the pure nature upon which God created humans. This moment is a powerful lesson in divine wisdom and mercy. It shows that God does not create us and then leave us to find our own way. Rather, He equips us with the inner systems we need to survive and thrive from the very first second we spend outside the womb. The child's instinct to cry, to breathe, and to seek the mother's breast for food, all of this is part of this divine programming. These are signs for those who think. They show a level of planning and foresight that goes far beyond human abilities. This is not blind biology. It is a merciful and intelligent design. The idea of fitra goes beyond these biological instincts. It also refers to our inborn spiritual leanings, the natural recognition of a higher power's existence. Just as the child is programmed to breathe, the human soul is programmed to seek its creator. Life's experiences can cloud or spoil this fitra, but the original program remains. Life's challenges, the beauty of the universe, and the love within the family are all tools to awaken this fitra. The miracle of the first breath is a physical reminder of a spiritual breath that God breathed into Adam, the breath of life and awareness that connects us all to our divine origin. Often we see pain as a curse, an enemy we must avoid at all costs. We try to numb it, escape it, and remove it from our lives. But have you ever stopped to look at the role of pain from a design point of view? What if pain isn't a problem in the system, but a life-saving vital feature? Imagine a life without the ability to feel pain. You could put your hand on a hot stove without realizing your skin is burning until it's too late. You could walk on a broken foot and cause permanent damage. You could have a deadly infection like appendicitis and feel nothing until your organs fail. Pain is not the problem. It is the warning system that tells you about the problem. This system is amazingly clever. The body has a network of special nerve receptors that sense different kinds of threats, like heat, pressure, and chemical damage. When these receptors are stimulated, they send an electrical signal at lightning speed through the spinal cord to the brain. The brain then understands this signal as pain and immediately warns you about where and how bad the injury is. It is an instant, highly effective communication system designed for one single basic purpose: your protection. It forces you to stop, move away from the source of harm, and take care of the injury. It is a merciful gift despite its harshness. The existence of such a complex and useful system is strong proof of intelligent design. A random evolutionary process has no foresight. It cannot plan to build a warning system for future possible dangers. The idea of a protection mechanism means there's a planner who understands the dangers a creature will face, and builds the necessary protection into it. And the fact that this system not only exists, but is also finely tuned, so we can tell the difference between a gentle touch and a painful hit, speaks of amazing wisdom and precision. It is another sign of the Creator's mercy, a mercy that is present even in our suffering. When we understand pain as a merciful warning system, our perspective changes. And while we should try to ease suffering, we can also be thankful for the protection it gives us. This idea can also be extended to emotional and spiritual pain. The pain of sin can be a warning that we have strayed from our moral compass, pushing us to turn back and correct our course. The pain of loneliness can be a sign of our need to reconnect with our community and with God. In this light, pain is not a punishment, but a guide. It is a tough but merciful teacher, created by a Creator who wants to protect us and lead us back to the path of safety and well-being. After taking a journey through the universe, the family, and the complex systems of the human body, our last focus should be on ourselves. The Quran constantly tells us to look within. And also in yourselves? Do you not then see? Surah Ad-Dariyat, verse 21. The biggest signs are not necessarily in distant stars, but in the universe that lives within each of us. Think about the simple, unconscious act of breathing. As you listen to these words right now, your body is doing this complex task without you needing to tell it to. Your diaphragm contracts, your lungs expand, and oxygen is drawn in to feed every one of your trillions of cells. This process is controlled with amazing precision. A small area in your brainstem, the respiratory center, constantly checks the oxygen and carbon dioxide levels in your blood. If you start exercising, your breathing rate automatically goes up to meet the higher oxygen need. And when you sleep, it slows down. This automatic system works perfectly every minute, every day, for a lifetime. We take it for granted, yet it is a continuous miracle unfolding before our eyes. It is a sign of a sustainer who guides our existence every moment. And He is with you wherever you are. Surah Al-Hadid, verse 4. Take a moment now. Close your eyes. Feel the air coming in through your nose, filling your lungs, and then leaving your body. In this simple cycle lies the rhythm of life itself. In this breath lies a connection to the entire planetary system. In this unconscious act lies a deep sign of divine programming and constant care. Every heartbeat, every thought that goes through your mind, every cell that renews itself within you, all of these are signs from the book of your being, proving the greatness of their Creator. The journey to know God begins with the journey to know yourself. Let this be an invitation to self-reflection. Look at your hands, two wonders of engineering, capable of great strength and fine precision. Think about your eyes, which can see a world full of colors and light. Consider your mind, which can explore the secrets of existence itself. You are not a biological accident. You are a masterpiece of creation, a walking, breathing sign of God. The entire universe, with its laws of duality, its displays of design, and its rhythms of life, is reflected in you. And as the famous saying goes, whoever knows himself knows his Lord. Let us begin the journey of self-discovery, for in it we will surely find the clear presence and great glory of our Creator.